its final year. To kick off a new year of social media ahead, we're bringing you our top 7 social media mistakes of 2023 that all of us are gonna collectively leave behind in 2023, right? Eventually we will get to number 1, which is an easy trap to fall into for literally any business, community, or nonprofit. And honestly, all of these on this list have crept up on us a time or two before. So, keep your New Year's resolution list open to not only new practices and ideas you want to add in, but old practices that aren't worth your time or energy anymore, okay? It's 2024, people. Time to streamline and focus. Number 7, over-prioritizing vanity metrics. It can be incredibly tempting to focus on high follower count, views, and likes, but chasing these kind of numbers is gonna misrepresent your success. Remember, a high number of followers doesn't guarantee that you have a lot of interaction or engagement within your community in your content. Having a video go viral doesn't mean that any of those viewers are aligned with your community's ultimate purpose. If you want a metric that you would like to focus on because that feels important to you, focus on comments, focus on shares, focus on saves. And if you really can't get around prioritizing a view or follower goal count, I get it, but at least try not to over-prioritize it. Don't make that the only thing you're focused on. Celebrate your other wins and focus on creating valuable content that helps your specific community rather than chasing every single viral trend that's out there online. And there are a lot of them. Number 6, content creation burnout. Who hasn't overcommitted to creating content from time to time? Hey, we've been there too. Honestly, it's just too much to keep up with. In some seasons, I get that, personally, for sure. Unfortunately, it's not just your social media presence that's going to suffer when you're inconsistent because of content creation burnout. Constantly pushing yourself to create content can really take a toll on your mental and your physical health. I'm talking stress. I'm talking exhaustion. I'm talking anxiety. This will really affect your overall well-being and your productivity and your creativity. And nobody wants that. Some part of this content creation task is supposed to be fun, right? Avoid risk of content creation burnout and ensure sustainability with your content creation practices by incorporating these practices. First, set realistic goals aligning with the amount of time and energy that you actually have to maintain this long term. Second, add in improvements slowly. Focus on output more than perfection. You can add improvement and tweaks along the way and get better as you go. That's kind of what happens when we keep doing this stuff, right? 3, outsource or collaborate. Find ways to outsource tasks if you can, or collaborate with what others are doing to kind of help lighten some of the burden on it all falling on you. While consistency with your content is a key factor in finding success with content creation online, it should not come at the expense of your mental or physical health. That's the most important. Number 5, failing to adapt to changes. The social media landscape is dynamic. I can attest to the fact that what worked yesterday is not necessarily going to work today. What worked last year at this time won't necessarily work this year. Failing to listen to feedback and adapt to changing trends can hinder your growth process. So try to stay agile and listen to your audience and adapt accordingly. For example, 2 years ago at this time, if you were following our stuff or watching our videos, we could not get enough of talking about TikTok. It was huge. And for good reason. It was an incredibly valuable tool to reach people online. And while TikTok is still an effective tool to maximize your impact online, that is true, the rules have changed. Not only are there new and improved ways to use the app, but the algorithm has changed as well. A few years ago, if you were on TikTok, you were still early. But now the app has had time to mature, there's more people on there, it's just not what it used to be. Viewership is not as easy to come by as it definitely was in the beginning. And it's especially not easy to come by if you ignore the changing trends that have happened in the past couple of years. All right, let's go to number 4, social media mistake number 4. Oh, by the way, if these mistakes are helpful for you at all, please subscribe to our channel so we can continue to help you with future content. We've got a lot of good videos coming in 2024. We've already got them in production, and so we can't wait to help you out. 4, neglecting analytics checks. Ooh, checking your analytics does not need to be particularly time-consuming or energy-draining. It doesn't need to be complicated, but it is an important step for your growth on social media if that's something you're interested in. Analytics provide a wealth of information about your audience behavior, content preferences, and even the effectiveness of some of your social media strategies, and failing to check in with how your content is doing from time to time, even quarterly, that's fine. If you don't check in with these, you could miss out on some valuable data that will really impact your social media, content strategy, and growth. So to keep this simple in 2024, consider picking 1 to 3 metrics that you want to keep track of throughout this year. So that might be like Instagram Reels that get the most followers. Which Instagram Reels give us the most followers? Which we just talked about being a vanity metric, so maybe that's a bad example. Let's try the next one. YouTube videos with the highest click-through rate. So that tells you that the videos are engaging enough to go to the next piece of content. Emails with the most clicks. That's a good one. Are your emails being clicked? Or better yet, are your emails being opened? That gives you data about the subject line and the first line of your email. Focusing on a few analytics and goals at a time rather than overwhelming yourself with all of the data that is out there is going to help you steadily improve over time rather than just lead to analysis paralysis, which is just bad news. Number 3, prioritizing hashtags over keywords. That's a mistake, okay? So hashtags are not what they used to be, and honestly, many social media experts are even like dropping them altogether. Gone. Goodbye hashtags. While we still find a few focused hashtags to have some value and would still recommend keeping them into your posts, we certainly recommend placing a higher importance on keywords than hashtags. See, hashtags categorize content based on topics and trends, making it easier to find like-minded posts. However, when you embed keywords within your content, this gives context to your content within and outside of the social media platform you're using. This makes your stuff searchable. Searchability is huge. We would absolutely much rather see a post full of keywords with just like 1 or 2 good hashtags at the end than a post that just has like 1 unrelated line or word as your caption with like 30 keywords in it. See, we really do have to adapt because just a few years ago it was like hashtags, which again, they still have some utility here, but searchability, that's what we're focusing on this year on the platform, off the platform. Number 2, these are getting good now. Okay, we're getting into it. Mistake number 2 for 2023, over or underusing calls to action. The ideal number of calls to action in a post is 1. 1 call to action. One thing, if you overload your post with too many calls to action, you will confuse people. They might not know what to do and will probably decide not to do anything at all, unfortunately. And honestly, if you don't use enough calls to action, aka don't use any, your people aren't gonna know what to do either. They're probably just gonna move on to the next video in their feed. That's what I would do. On to the next. If you want them to sign up for something, tell them. If you want them to follow you, tell them. Use clear and short calls to action to match what you would like to achieve. When you put a solid, clear, and interesting call to action in your post, if it's a valuable post, people are going to want to take action. They're gonna want to do what you say. So that's number 2, which brings us to mistake number 1, which I could see a lot of people making this mistake in 2024. And again, a reminder, if any of these have been helpful for you, please subscribe to our channel. Hang out with us more. We'll be here next week. Number 1 mistake for 2023, and we do not want to carry this into 2024, is to overuse AI. Oop, I said it. Look, I get it. AI is a huge buzzword right now, right? And honestly, it's probably not going away soon, if ever. But that does not mean we get to use artificial intelligence for everything under the sun. If you rely on AI for social media too much, or for anything too much, it's going to sound robotic. It's gonna lose its you-ness. There is a you-ness that needs to be behind it. There is a piece of your community that AI can't quite get yet. Don't overuse AI. You want to connect with people, you don't want to sound fake. Let the AI guide you, not like govern you. So that might look like AI doing the first draft of a scripting, or AI giving you like 30 ideas for something, but you're only gonna pull a few of them and you're gonna expand on them. Maybe you'll have AI expand on it, maybe you'll expand on it, whether it's ChatGPT or something else. It can be a great place to get started, to spark ideas. AI is amazing. We're gonna keep using it. We're using it now, but don't overuse it. If we only sent emails written by AI, you could tell. If we only posted blogs written by AI, you'd be able to tell. I'm not AI right now, can you tell? It's not there yet. I hope it doesn't get there, but it might. But for 2024, at least, please don't overuse AI. This has been our top social media mistakes of 2023 that none of us, right, are gonna bring into 2024. My name is Sammy. Subscribe if this video is helpful, or if you need a little bit more guidance with your social media or digital communications in general, definitely become a member of our hub. We have annual and monthly memberships to make it accessible for all people. We've got courses, downloadables, trainings, and of course you can ask a question at any time and we'll get back to you with a personalized video and or email depending on what makes the most sense. We help a lot of people in there. We'd love to help you too. See you in the next video.